Hi, my visionary family. Welcome forward to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I have two really important topics that I want to talk about today because I'm personally going through my own spiritual journey, and these are two things that God was like, you need to talk about them because this can help someone else. So there's going to be two topics. Depending on how long the video is after the first topic, I'll probably make a part 2. So the first topic is going to be about emotional regulation on your spiritual journey. Yes, I have notes. No, this is not necessarily scripted. I just have so much to say, and I want to make sure I get my point across without getting off track, right? So I have notes on my desk and on my laptop, so just bear with me, okay? So topic number 1 is emotional regulation on your spiritual journey, and then topic number 2 is going to be about how understanding how everything is a reflection of you on this journey, right? So when I say emotional regulation on your spiritual journey, what am I talking about? So first of all, what is emotional regulation? Emotional regulation is the ability to manage and respond to your emotions in a way that is healthy, balanced, and appropriate for the situation. It involves recognizing, understanding, and controlling your emotional reactions rather than being overwhelmed or acting impulsively based on your feelings. For example, let's say there's two friends and they get into an argument about, who has more money than one another or something like that. I don't really like that argument, so let's change it. Let's just say two friends get into an argument of like the last piece of food or the last dessert or something like that. And in the argument, one friend gets more heated or more mad than the other. And let's say friend A is the angry one and friend B is like the nonchalant one, and friend A is like, no, like you can't just take the whole last piece of food, like you should leave some for someone after you, like you can leave some for me, like I really wanted to split like this banana or something like that. And friend B is like, yeah, but you have like 2 bunches of bananas in the fridge or in the pantry, like you can just go get another banana. But it's like, yeah, but those bunches of bananas is for like a recipe that we have to make for tomorrow, and we agreed that we were going to do XYZ and share food or something like that, right? This is just a loose example. I'm just trying to get the point across. Point A, friend A gets mad and they start like really getting triggered by friend B because friend B is like, oh, I don't really see the point. Now, friend A is on a journey to spiritual enlightenment. Friend A is really trying to be, the better person, the bigger person. Maybe friend A realizes friend B isn't really your friend at all because you made a promise or we made an agreement and now you're trying to break that agreement. And so clearly friend A is probably triggered, right? So friend A is used to just, wilding out on people, even if they're friends, family. Like friend A probably has anger issues, right? But friend A really wants to be a better version for, let's just say, for 2025. So during Christmas time, this whole, situation happens. So friend A has 2 options. Friend A could either be triggered and just like stop being friends with this person, or they can be triggered and just like start cursing them out or something like that. I don't advise, obviously. But when people get really mad, it can turn ugly and it can turn nasty, right? That's option A. Option B could be friend A can realize this whole situation with friend B triggers me. Why am I triggered? I'm triggered because I was expecting friend B to, basically hold themselves accountable, and we made this agreement. But clearly friend B is not who I thought they were. So I'm now triggered because this whole paradigm that I thought I had with this person is completely shifted, is completely shattered. And so I don't like how I feel. I don't like this whole situation, and I am feeling anger, but instead of just yelling at friend B, I'm going to take the time to acknowledge these emotions, acknowledge the situation that's going on, and learn how to rechannel that energy. So because I'm angry, I'm going to tell friend B, you know what? Have that banana. Have that piece of whatever you want to have. I'll be back. I'm going to go take a walk. That's why people say go take a hike. Because people get so emotionally involved in the situation. They're so human that they forget that they might not even realize that they are a spiritual being having a human experience, right? So that's basically like the gist of what I'm talking about when it comes to emotional regulation. Regulating your emotions so that you don't act or react impulsively, right? Based on your feelings. You cannot let your emotions control you. Do not let your emotions control you, okay? So what are the aspects of emotional regulation? Well, being aware of those emotions, like I said, being mindful of what you're feeling in the moment. And then what's another level of being aware of your emotions is recognizing your emotional patterns or triggers without judgment. Don't judge yourself. I'm angry, but you know what? This is an emotional pattern. This happened. I'm triggered, but that's okay. Now we're going to go to the next aspect. So there's awareness of emotions. The next aspect is understanding your emotions, right? So understanding your emotions includes identifying the cause of your feelings and their purpose. Well, we identified the cause of the feelings in the example that we mentioned. Friend A is upset because friend B is not on the same frequency as friend A, right? So understanding your emotions also includes knowing that emotions are signals. They're not the entirety of your experience or your existence, right? The next aspect is you need to manage these emotional responses. Going back to the example, now that you're aware and you understand your emotions, you can manage these emotional responses. Instead of being triggered, I'm going to observe and be like, oh, I'm angry, but you know what? We're going to do something that's even more powerful. We're going to shift my emotional state. I am angry, or I am sad, I am fearful, or whatever the situation is. For this example, I'm angry for the banana situation. Instead of being angry about the banana, I'm going to be grateful that we even had this banana situation to show me that this person isn't who I thought they were. Wow, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing, right? Like the fact that you have that kind of, magical ability. And yes, I think magic is beautiful. I think magic is real. Magic comes from within. I'm not talking about like the magic tricks and everything like that. I'm talking about the magic that you have inside of you to transmute your negativity into positivity, to get the duality of light and darkness and put them together and become one whole being. Being able to shed light on every aspect of yourself and know, oh, that's a trigger. I'm not going to walk in that. Oh, that was what was set up by the enemy. That was a plot by the enemy. Or that was a plot by my lower self, or my lower frequencies to see if I'm going to fall in that trap. I'm not going to fall in that trap. No, thank you. Moving on, right? And so after you shift your emotional state, you want to be able to appropriately express your emotions. This is the most important part because you need an outlet. How do you do that? One way of doing that is, in the example, it says sharing feelings in a way that respects your own boundaries and others. You must always respect yourself first before you can even think about respecting someone else. Everything has to do with self first. You have to understand your in and out, and then you can move from there, right? So sharing your feelings in a way that respects you and that honors you, right? Okay, so why is emotional regulation important? Emotional regulation is important because the number one thing is that it helps you to stay grounded so that you can make wise decisions in any situation. Another reason why it's important is because it can help to support healthy relationships by fostering understanding and communication. Now, if friend B in the example is a good friend, then maybe they're like, I'm sorry that you felt that way. Maybe friend B isn't a bad friend, and maybe because of the communication that friend A initiated, friend B is like, oh wow, like, I apologize that I acted this way. Here's the other half of the banana, or something like that, right? Okay. And then also, emotional regulation is important because it enhances resilience in challenging situations. So in that example, you can have a resilient friendship because of the fact that you communicated and the friend is understanding, like, oh, this is something that, affected you, and I didn't realize. Maybe you might even help that person might even realize, oh, I was doing something wrong, or I wasn't responding to the situation like properly. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the gist of that whole example. Now I have a little bit more notes about emotional regulation, and then we're going to move on to part 2 of this video. I'm not going to make it into one video. I'm going to split it up. So part 2 is going to be the other topic. But to finish up the emotional regulation on your spiritual journey, we basically, talked about understanding emotional regulation and what that is, and how, it's essential for you to know this for your spiritual journey. And also, I want to know, having unregulated emotions can disrupt your spiritual growth. If your emotions aren't regulated and you're just always, just wilding out in every aspect of your life and your emotions are all over the place, then you're going to have a hectic and chaotic life, right? And we don't want that, especially if your goal is to really spiritually grow and spiritually develop. And so we also talked about being aware and why being aware of your emotions is very important, and understanding your emotional triggers. And, once you have that awareness, it creates a space for you being intentional with your responses rather than being reactive, right? So what are some tools to create this emotional balance? Let's just talk about the tools and what you can do so that you can regulate your emotions. So some methods that you can do breath work. You can just take a deep breath. We can do a breathing exercises. We'll do a breathing exercise at the end of this video so you can have an example of what that means. That's one tool that I can gift to you so you can know how to regulate your emotions, right? You can also journal. There's journaling. You can write out how you feel. If you don't want to talk to somebody, you can get a pen and paper, get a special journal, and just write, like, I'm so angry. I used to do that when I was younger. When I was upset and I didn't really know how to express my emotions, I wouldn't really yell or throw a temper tantrum. I would just get a piece of paper and I would just write out everything that I feel. Sometimes you can put it in your notes if you want to, like on your phone if you have an iPhone or whatever phone has notes, right? But for me, I think the best way is getting the regular pen and paper and just writing out how you feel. Okay, so having all of this understanding about emotional regulation on your spiritual journey, all of this is also important because these emotions affect your vibrations. Okay, what does that mean? So emotions influence personal energy and spiritual frequency. Your personal energy is how you feel. It's your emotions, how you feel on a day-to-day basis. Are you chill? Are you annoyed? Are you irritated? Are you joyful? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you resentful? Like, what are you feeling, right? And then your spiritual frequency. What is your spiritual frequency? It's the vibration that you're vibrating on. On that emotional scale, you can see how if someone's really joyful, their spiritual frequency is going to be, I'm attracting high vibrational individuals in my life. I'm attracting high vibrational opportunities, people, places, and things. Now, I'm not talking about, toxic positivity and it's just everything's so perfect and everything's so nice. I'm talking about the real remote control of your life is the emotions. Because if you're emotionally feeling good, then emotionally things are going to be better for you. Then spiritually your life is going to be better for you, right? But if you're always negative and sad, then things are going to be negative for you. You're going to attract negative opportunities. You're going to attract chaos into your life. You're going to attract narcissists. And also good people attract narcissists too. Like people who are happy and high vibrational, they attract narcissists too, because narcissists might not like how bright your light shines and they might want to try to take control of that, right? I'm talking about some really serious deep stuff, guys. So these emotions influence personal energy and spiritual frequency. And also, if I haven't mentioned this, I'm going to mention it now. Your emotional regulation, when you're viewing your emotional regulation, you need to view it as you're aligning with higher vibrations. You're aligning with your higher self. Because quantum physics proves that there's other dimensions and there are other parallel realities, you want to align yourself to the best version of you. If you were living your dream life right now, what would that dream state of you be doing? What kind of car would you drive? Emotionally, how would you feel? Would you look at the situation and be like, you know what? And just know how to navigate? Or would you journal? Like, what would you do? What would your higher version do in terms of emotional regulation, right? And that's all I really have for emotional regulation on your spiritual journey. It's very, very imperative that you know how to navigate your emotions, because once you know how to navigate your emotions, then you can navigate through the rest of the world, and you'll be less triggered and more observant of yourself and others around you. So I want people to be able to understand that they are they're the conscious creator of their reality, right? You are the conscious creator. You are the one that you can create, you can destroy, and you can navigate in your own personal life. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and taking time to watch part 1 of this video. I'm going to be making part 2, and part 2 is going to be understanding how everything is a reflection of you. I had made a video that I recorded while I was driving yesterday, and that was basically the gist of the video, how everything is a reflection of you, especially how the more you advance on your journey is the more that like you'll be challenged. So we're gonna get into that in the next video. So thank you so much. Stay visionary and watch out for part 2. Much love. Bye. Oh, I did promise you guys that I was going to do a breathing exercise. So the breathing exercise, we're just gonna do 4 for 4 for 4. We're gonna inhale for 4 seconds, we're gonna hold for 4 seconds, and we're gonna exhale for 4 seconds, right? So 4, 4, 4, right? And also, what are you thinking during this exercise, right? What you're thinking of is this. You're going to be thinking about when you inhale, you're inhaling all of the good. You're inhaling how you want to transmute your emotions, your emotional state, and you're exhaling whatever doesn't serve you. We are exhaling what we don't need, honey, okay? So I'm going to use my fingers, and if it's like 4, 3, 2, 1, that's an inhale. And when I say 4, 3, 2, 1, that's a hold. Then after we hold for the 4 seconds, we're going to exhale for 4 seconds, okay? And so you're inhaling the good, exhaling the bad, inhaling what serves you, exhale what doesn't serve you. Ready? So I'm not going to count down. I'm just going to do it on my finger. I'm not going to say it with my voice. So ready? So we're going to inhale on the count of Now, that was just one round. You can repeat that for 1 minute or 2 minutes, however, or you can even do it for 4 minutes. But if you keep doing that and you time yourself, I want you to, like I said, you're gonna inhale what serves, exhale what doesn't. And then when you're at that state, just hold and just be like, think of gratitude. Just be grateful that you're able to even inhale and exhale, right? Just hold it, and you're solidifying, okay, I am making an active conscious decision to change my emotional state. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that mini breathing exercise. I would really love to actually like do more for you all, but I just want to see what kind of people are coming to this channel. Hopefully this video is for people who are on their spiritual journey. They're trying to develop personally, like they're on their personal development journey. People who are interested in consciousness, they're interested about talking about God and just understanding that we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. So stay visionary, stay happy, stay real, stay true, stay authentic, and I'm going to make part 2 of this video. Now, much love. All right, bye.